okay to be sad. Cheer up! Try to find a silver lining. Just get over it. If you've ever felt sad before, and chances are that you have, you've probably heard at least one of these from an otherwise well-meaning friend, family member, or other loved one. And while you know their heart was probably in the right place, telling someone to simply get over their feelings of sadness is more likely to frustrate them rather than simply make them feel better. What's more, there's also a lot we can learn from simply allowing ourselves to feel sad. According to psychiatrist and mental health expert Grant Hilary Brenner, there are some opportunities for personal growth that can only come about through moments of sadness. Before we start, you should consider subscribing to Bestie and ringing the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our daily videos and content. Note that this isn't an attempt to glorify or romanticize depression. Instead, treat this as a reason to acknowledge and listen to your feelings rather than shut them out or pretend they don't exist. With this in mind, here are 5 reasons why it's okay for you to feel sad. Number 1. Embracing sadness can help you relax. Bottling up and trying to conceal your emotions can take up a lot of personal energy. Have you ever found yourself feeling sad but unable to express it, forcing yourself to put on a brave face for fear of letting others know your current emotional state? If you have, then you can probably attest to how draining it can be to keep those negative emotions locked away for the sake of saving face. According to Brenner, being able to release these bottled up feelings and let our emotions out can be a massive relief, as we no longer have to concentrate on holding our feelings back. As Brenner puts it, blocking sadness keeps us from terrible ideas, sometimes painful thoughts or memories. So allowing the emotion in does mean being prepared for whatever might follow. But when we are ready, the relief is considerable from no longer having to burn constant fuel fighting back feelings. If you've ever taken a moment to yourself to have a nice long cry, you probably felt some relief once the tears stopped flowing. Once that dam finally bursts, getting all those negative emotions out in the open can help purge the sadness from our systems, leaving us feeling less pent up and stressed about having to constantly suppress and hold back our feelings. Sometimes, trying to deceive ourselves and others consumes more of our mental energy than just doing things that feel true. So try to find healthy ways to let out your emotions when you get the opportunity. Number 2. Feeling sad can help you feel true to yourself. According to Brenner, once we get past the social stigma associated with feeling sad, this frees us up considerably and gives us the opportunity to be more true to ourselves. Even something as simple as being able to honestly say, "I'm feeling sad," can open yourself up to non-judgmental ways of viewing yourself in a way that is, as Brenner puts it, more functional than negative. This means being honest about your emotions, not just with others, but also with yourself. As Brenner writes, overcoming the fear of crying can be a life-changing tipping point. While not all crying leaves us feeling better, tears often bring needed relief. Then we may get to meet ourselves with new eyes. The next time you feel sad, don't try to forget or distract yourself from it. Instead, it's healthier to take the time to be honest with yourself about your emotions, including the less desirable ones, such as sadness. This, in turn, will help you become more in tune with your feelings, as well as more honest with yourself in the long run. Number 3. Sadness doesn't always mean depression. Like we said before, the purpose of this list is not to glorify or romanticize mental health issues such as depression. This is because while depression is often characterized by deep feelings of sadness, not all feelings of sadness are linked to clinical depression. In many cases, sadness is just a natural part of our emotional spectrum and can be brought about by a number of external sources and factors. According to Brenner, one of the problems connected to the social stigma around feelings of sadness is what he refers to as pathologizing of sadness. When feeling sad means being bad, like a naughty child, or sick from a cultural perspective, we're like fish swimming in a tank with a broken filter. Unmentalized feelings like sadness build up, polluting our minds. Brenner urges that if you are suffering from clinical depression, you should absolutely seek help and treatment from a mental health professional. However, you should also be careful not to label ordinary sadness as a symptom of depression, as this can run the risk of preventing you from seeing your sadness for what it really is, and thus give it the attention and understanding it deserves. Number 4. Sadness leads us to connect with others. Brenner describes the way we suppress and bottle up our emotions as being like a vow of silence. It's like an unwritten social contract which forbids us from speaking openly and authentically about our feelings and the things that cause us to experience certain emotions. However, by embracing and understanding your sadness along with someone else, Brenner suggests that you are given the opportunity to connect with that person in a more meaningful way, developing intimacy and reversing the feelings of isolation and alienation that sadness can cause us to experience. In addition to that, shared feelings of sadness may even help promote feelings of teamwork and cooperation in the people we share them with. According to Brenner, shared acknowledgement of sadness, collective grief and memorializing, from the family to the community to the culture, are required to keep us moving forward. Number 5. Sadness makes us more compassionate. When we suppress our own feelings, this can, in turn, make it harder for us to empathize with the feelings of others. By that same token, being open and honest about our own negative emotions can increase our capacity for empathy and compassion towards others. As Brenner describes it, being able to work with one's own sadness allows a deeper emotional communication to take place, as one's subjective experience matches the actual experience of another person and catalyzes mutually, setting in motion a fundamental shift in relationships. In other words, understanding your own emotions will help you better understand the emotions of others and allow you to connect with other people in more meaningful and helpful ways. From an early age, many of us are conditioned to believe that feeling sad is something we should avoid altogether. And if we do feel sad, then that must mean there is something wrong with us personally, rather than with our situation. The truth of the matter is that sadness, like any other emotion, can come and go as a natural part of life. And by being more honest with yourself about your own capacity for negative emotions such as sadness, you are able to make yourself more receptive to moments of personal growth and development. In other words, sometimes it's okay to feel sad. Did you find this video helpful or informative? How do you usually cope with feelings of sadness? If you're comfortable sharing, please let us know in the comment section below to help us keep this conversation going. And as always, thanks for watching, and remember to stay true to yourself. Enjoyed this video? Hit the like button and share with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.